Bush won the battle with Saddam, but lost the war. The economy tanked his presidency. You better believe a president sitting at the worst approval rating for a Democratic president since Carter knows all of this. And there is nobody better to explain the polling than Lauren Wright. She teaches political polling at Princeton University and joins us now. Lauren, for all of the goodwill and great heart of the American people, are they able to disassociate the president if gas prices go high because we are standing up for something that matters?
Well, frankly, the administration is sending a message that's probably very confusing for a lot of people, because the president has been very clear since his inauguration, really, and again with his State of the Union speech the other night. Russia poses a threat to global democracy. That is extraordinarily serious, and people's ears perk up at that, and that's very scary. The question is, what are we going to do about it? And it seems the answer so far, at least, is we're going to implement some sanctions that we don't really think will fully stop this or change Putin's mind. We're unwilling right now to put in place energy sanctions, which would choke off about 30 to 40% of Russia's economy, because we don't want prices to lower. But that's not a coherent message. That's tough for people to understand. And even more confusing, I think, to people is why we're not willing to rethink our energy strategy here at home, at least until renewables and environmentally friendly energy gets up to the level of production we would need not to be so dependent on Russia for oil and gas.
Yeah, interesting. Chris Hahn, former of Chuck Schumer's office. He hosts the Aggressive Progressive podcast, so you know where his politics are. Had this to say yesterday. Take a listen.
Look, if we're anywhere near $6, $7, $8, $9 a gallon gas, Joe Biden and the Democratic Party will not have a very good November at all, to say the least, right? So what he has to do is try to keep it from getting to $150 a barrel, which your first guest talked about, and it looks like it's on its way to that. Who knows where it's going to end up? Who knows how this crisis ends in Ukraine?
As you point out, the White House could do a lot in changing its domestic energy policy to increase domestic production, open oil leases on federal lands, a whole slew of things that we don't have to go through. But at what point, from a polling perspective and a political perspective, how do you make the decision giving up the progressive left's need for aggressive pro-climate, anti-climate change policies outweighs the middle of America who is just hurting over $6, $7, $8 a gallon in gas? What's the number?
Right, and can't understand this. And so, that's not a popular policy. But the problem is energy prices are already high because of the expectation, the possibility of these sanctions, and because we've been in a global energy crisis for quite a few years now. And so it's sort of a question of how much lower can Biden's approval go? And it's already low because of inflation. It's already low from how he dealt with COVID and a number of other economic factors. And so, expectations are, in a way, sort of already very low. And so it's a question of how much is he willing to sacrifice? But as the president himself says, some things are bigger than politics, and this would be a perfect example of that.
Yeah, is the need to sort of punish the oil industry and into submission and try to force people to go to green energy worth, you said, how low can it go? Jimmy Carter at one point in the 70s had 29%, some of the same issues back then as we have now. Hey, Lauren, it's always great to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Leland.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.